I'm a very, very goal-oriented person. I set a lot of goals. I write down goals. I write down goals every single day. Even if it's the same goal as the day before, I keep writing them down so that way I can accomplish it. It sticks in your mind better. And I don't call them New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year because I just call them goals, my goals for 2022. And that was the big goal, the one that I really set at the beginning of the year that I thought was going to be, it's like an outlandish goal, was hitting 100,000 subscribers on this channel, but that's not like the goal of the channel. The goal of the channel, which when we started it 2 years ago, was really to focus on making sure that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I've made when it comes to collecting Pokemon cards, because even though there's no right way or wrong way to collect Pokemon cards, you really want to enjoy the hobby as much as possible, and one of the things that can really cause issues is the financial burden that collecting Pokemon cards can bring upon you, especially when you're going out and you're ripping packs and you're doing things to try and increase your collection or chase that dream card of yours. It can be very, very expensive, and it's tough for people to stay around in the long haul in a hobby if it's getting to a point where it's financially unattainable to continue going the way that you are going. And I set these goals when I started the YouTube channel thinking, okay, well, maybe a few people will be interested in watching. Maybe it'll be the business side. Maybe it'll be the collecting side. Maybe they'll be able to get something out of what I'm throwing down where they're not making the same mistake. I've made so many mistakes along the way. I've made bad decisions when it comes to spending money. I've also made good decisions, and I've learned a lot along the way. And one of the things that I've learned was trying your best to make sure that your price per pack is as low as possible. And we are going to look today specifically at the Trainer Gallery, which is a fantastic addition by the Pokemon Company International. It was introduced in Brilliant Stars. We've had 4 sets now that have had Trainer Gallery cards. And why I think they're so important is because they're not in that ultra rare slot. So they take the position of a reverse holo, and that adds value to the pack. And I don't really look at it as the value that's added to the pack, but I look at it more as the value that's subtracted from the pack price, and that's something that's really important. That's why bulk is such a big deal, because when you're opening up a booster pack, and let's say you're going to Walmart or you're going to Target and you're spending $4 or $4.18, wherever you're buying it from, on a booster pack of Pokemon cards, we knew a couple of years ago that the bulk that you were at least getting out of there was about 50 cents in value. So you knew that if you sold the bulk and if you sold the code card, you could get anywhere from 50 to, let's say, 75 cents, and that would take that pack price down to roughly $3.25 or roughly $3.10, depending on where you were getting it from and what set you were buying. However, as bulk crashed and now is basically worthless, it's only taking off like 10 cents from that pack price. And with MSRP going up in Scarlet and Violet up to about $4.50 per pack, it's a lot more difficult to then spend your discretionary money on a hobby like this. It gets more expensive. So the addition of the Trainer Gallery is something that's super important because it helps lower that pack price down. So when you're going in and you see this big pog setup of all these different hooks of different sleeve boosters that you could buy, and let's say you've got Brilliant Stars in front of you, Astral Radiance in front of you, Lost Origin in front of you, and Silver Tempest in front of you, and you're missing cards from every set. So you're like, I just want to get 3 packs, and you're trying to narrow down which pack you want to get. Yeah, it's important to kind of go with your heart and go with what cards you like the most out of that set. So maybe you're a big Lugia fan and that brings you more to Silver Tempest, or you're a big Charizard fan and that brings you more towards Brilliant Stars, or maybe you're a giant Machamp fan and you go to Astral Radiance, or maybe you love the Trainer Gallery, you think the Trainer Gallery looks amazing, you're really chasing that Gengar from the Trainer Gallery, and you go to Lost Origin. That plays a factor, but so does the price per pack. And while they're all listed as the same price per pack, I'm going to show you something about the Trainer Gallery that I think is really important, that kind of brings down that price per pack a little bit. So I'm going to flip you guys around. Hopefully you enjoy the content. If you do, hit that subscribe button down below, share the video, leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. It really helps spread the channel around more, and I think it's important to get this kind of information in front of as many people as possible. But regardless, thank you just for giving me the chance. Thank you for just listening to me babble and talk. I really appreciate it. But what I did was I took pull rates from previous videos. So we opened up a ton of Brilliant Stars, we opened up a ton of Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, and Silver Tempest. I tracked all of our pulls from the Trainer Gallery and have them written down so So that way we know how much we pulled to give us a good idea of how many trainer gallery cards you're going to pull per booster box. And then what I did was I took them all and individualized them all by quantity, and over the last couple days I've written down the sale price for each card. So I went to tcgplayer.com, I looked at the lowest near mint listing. These are the ones that are going to sell the easiest, and I put those down, how they coincide with each specific card. Then I multiplied those numbers together to get a proper average of how many or how much value there's going to be in your pulls, not just per booster box but per pack, to see how low that booster pack price is going to come down. So for example, with Brilliant Stars here, we've got them all listed. You've got Flareon, that sells for $2.23. You've got Vaporeon, sells for $2.43. So I took the quantity that we pulled, multiplied it times the price, added the TG row 3 through row 14, which is like TG1 through TG12 or something like that, and then divided it by the quantity to get a proper average of that specific pull rate, so that way we know how much value is in it. So nothing that really jumps off the page here when it comes to Brilliant Stars. They're all really close to the same price, with the exception of Eevee. The Eevee card's a little bit more expensive. So you've got the Vaporeon at $2.43, the Flareon at $2.23, the Jolteon at $2.20, and then you've got the Eevee itself at $2.61. Everything else is about $2 or $1 or even less than $1. And then we've got the second half of the TCG, which is a little bit more expensive, but also much more difficult to pull, right? You've got the Bolton that sells for $8.33. Your most expensive one is the Umbreon VMAX that sells for $24.60. Then you've got the Sylveon VMAX at $19.16, the Sylveon V at $18.57. You've got the Umbreon V at $15.33, the Gloria at $12.92, and the rest of them are all pretty much in single digits. I'm not going to go through everything because you can kind of pause the video and take a look at that as much as you want to, but this is the point that I wanted to mention in the bottom here. So as a whole, in total, you're going to get 4.34 trainer gallery cards per booster box. So then what we wanted to do is we wanted to figure out the average price for that TG 1 through 12, the ones that are a little bit easier to pull. And we know you're going to get about 3.07 of those out of each booster box that you open at an average price point of $1.52. That means if you open up a booster box, on average, you're going to get $4.66 worth of value from that TG1 through TG12. So that lowers that price of that booster box by about $4.66. That's the way that I look at it. The TG13 through 30, the ones that are more expensive, a little bit more difficult to pull, you're only going to get 1.27 pulls out of your booster box, but at an average value of $8.96 per card. I'm sorry, there's a lot of data, and I'm trying my best to explain it. I know Excel isn't the best way to go about presenting this, but it's just the easiest, and already took a lot of time, so I hope that's okay. That means on average, in total, you're going to get about $11.36 in the back half of the trainer gallery. So overall, your booster box, you've got about $16.04 in value of trainer gallery cards. So what that means, if you take that and divide it by 36, you're going to get about 45 cents per pack on average. Now, if you go to the store, you buy 3 booster packs of Brilliant Stars, you're not guaranteed to get a trainer gallery card, but if there is one in there, on average, that brings that pack price down about 45 cents. You could pull the Umbreon VMAX, which is a little bit more difficult to pull, or you could pull a card like the Flareon or the Vaporeon. But on average, if you pull a trainer gallery card, that brings that average per pack price down about 45 cents. So you're looking at about $3.55 as opposed to the $4 that you might typically spend on a booster pack. If we look at Astral Radiance, kind of pretty close to the same thing, and that's really because of the Starmie V here. We're not going to go through everything, like I said. The important thing worth noting is the first half of the trainer gallery, so Obama Snow all the way to Hoot Hoot. There is no trainer gallery cards that are worth more than even $1.51. So the highest one is the Gardevoir at $1.51. You remember in Brilliant Stars, you had a few of them, I think there were 4 or 5 of them that were over $2. So the ones that are easier to pull, the trainer gallery 1 through 12, the ones that are easier to pull, all less than $2 when it comes to Astral Radiance. However, it's a little bit better because the back half of the trainer gallery is more expensive. You have 2 cards in the back half of the trainer gallery for Astral Radiance that are worth more than the back half of Brilliant Stars. So you've got the Starmie V, which is $35.19. I believe that's like the 3rd most expensive trainer gallery card right now. The Starmie V, $35.19. And then you've got the Garchomp, the Cynthia's Garchomp, which is selling for $28 and a penny. You've got a couple of them that are hovering right around the $11 mark. So Galarian Moltres and Moltres. The Zacian is selling for almost $12, but outside of that, mostly single digits across the board. Trainer Gallery pulls a little bit better in Astral Radiance, probably just sample size, a little different in variance there. We just got a little bit luckier opening up Trainer Gallery cards out of Astral Radiance. I think overall your average is going to be the same. The pull rates are going to be the same. They're not changing for the Trainer Gallery. But on average, you're getting 3.11 pulls per booster box of the first half of the Trainer Gallery. However, a lower rate of value, only $1.13. That means total value that you would get out of a booster box is going to be about $3.52 of that first half of the Trainer Gallery. The second half of the Trainer Gallery, TG 13 through 30, you get about 1.36 pulls at an average value of $9.21. So a little bit better because you've got that Starmie V and you've got that Garchomp. So total average is $12.54. That brings your total value in your booster box on average from just the Trainer Gallery about $16.05. And this really does a good job of kind of helping with the crash of bulk because we have these additional hits that have a little bit of value. It's kind of just replaced what bulk was able to do for people when it came to buying a booster box. Average per pack, same thing, about 45 cents. So you're looking at Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, pretty similar when it comes to pack price. Now there is a little bit of a kicker that gets thrown in here that I didn't put down, but that's the Radiant cards. Radiant Greninja is the only Radiant card right now outside of the Pokemon Go set that has value to it. It sells for about $4 a piece. You're more likely to pull that, obviously, because there's only 3 Radiant cards in a set, and that also replaces the reverse holo. So Radiant Greninja, being able to pull that out of Brilliant Stars is going to help out quite a bit because that sells for about $4 as opposed to the $1 that all the other Radiant cards are selling for. So pretty much the same, about $3.55 is going to be the actual cost of what your booster pack is, assuming you pull a Trainer Gallery card, because on average per pack it brings it down about 45 cents. Lost Origin, another story. Lost Origin actually looks a lot better because of this first half of the Trainer Gallery. So a lot of cards that are under $1. So the Parasect, Roserade, those are only selling for 68 cents and 85 cents respectively. Chandelure only 79 cents. Banette only 75 cents. However, you do have a card like Charizard, which is an easier to pull card, selling for $5.66. You have the Pikachu, the Sleepy Pikachu, selling for $3.60. You have the Gengar selling for $3.12, and even the Snorlax selling for above $2 at the $2.02 price point. So the cards that are easier to pull on average have better value associated with them. And then if we look at the back half of the Trainer Gallery, you have your most expensive Trainer Gallery card, which is the Pikachu VMAX, selling for $43.47. And then you also have the Pikachu V, which is very close to that Umbreon VMAX at $24.52. Outside of that, you have a few cards that are in the double digits area still, with the Eternatus VMAX, with Boss's Orders, and with Nessa, all selling for above $10. Everything else is single digits. So if you look at the average, you're looking at about 4.31 pulls per booster box. 2.95 of them are going to be the Trainer Gallery 1 through 12 at an average price point of $1.74. A little bit better. That means on average, you're going to have about $5.13 worth of value in your booster box for just that first half of the Trainer Gallery. The second half, about $12.09 in value out of your booster box. Average is going to be $8.87 per card that you pull, and you're pulling 1.36 per booster box. That means total value in your Lost Origin booster box is higher than what we saw for Brilliant Stars and for Astral Radiance, $17.22. So if you take that and divide it by your packs per booster box, that brings that pack price down about 48 cents as opposed to the 45 cents. So you're looking at spending about $3.52 as opposed to that $3.55. It's only 3-cent difference, not a huge difference, but it adds up over time, right? If we look at the Silver Tempest set, which just came out a couple days ago. Now, I was thinking that this was going to be the best one because it just came out, so prices haven't dropped so much, but I'm a little concerned with how much they've already dropped, especially when it comes to the Trainer Gallery. So if we look at the first half of the Trainer Gallery, nothing above $2. So very similar to Astral Radiance, where there's nothing above $2. The highest one is actually the Flaffy card at $1.66. I actually waited and pulled these numbers this morning before I recorded the video, so that way they could be as accurate as possible. This is probably going to go down even more than what we're seeing right now. So not a whole lot in the first half of the Trainer Gallery. If we look at the second half of the Trainer Gallery, you have the Rayquaza for $40.98. You have the Frenzen Galar for $24.78. Everything else is below $20 already. So that Superior V is $16.34. The Blaziken VMAX is $16.97. Outside of that, I mean, it's just pretty much single digits all over the place. So not a whole lot of value when it comes to the trainer gallery for Silver Tempest. Now, there has been a lot of it open and a lot of it sold already, so some of these could go up a little bit, they could go down a little bit. It'll be interesting to keep track of over the next several days. But the trainer gallery per box for this, very similar, 4.26 per box. TG 1 through 11, you're looking at $2.86, or 2.86 is how many you're going to pull out of a booster box at an average value of $1.36. That means your Silver Tempest booster box, you're only going to get about $3.89 worth of value out of that first half. The second half of the booster box, you're getting 1.39 per box at an average value of $8.62. That's with that Rayquaza VMAX being at $41 a piece. So your total value of your second half of the trainer gallery and your booster box is $12.02. That means your total value from the trainer gallery is about $15.91 for Silver Tempest. Actually, the worst average per pack that we've seen out of these four sets. Only about 44 cents worth of value. So it's lower than Astral Radiance, lower than Brilliant Stars. That brings that average, that pack price down to about $3.56 as opposed to the $3.55 that we saw with Astral Radiance and Brilliant Stars, and as opposed to the $3.52 that we saw with Lost Origin. So I think it's important information just to kind of have with you as you're going to make your decisions. If you're somebody who's looking to determine, okay, well, I need cards from all these sets, I have chase cards from all these sets that I want to achieve, where should I put my money? Where's the best place to put my collection dollars right now at this very point in time? So as of right now, it looks like Lost Origin is the one where you're going to be able to get the most value out of your trainer gallery. Obviously, that's not showing all the ultra rares and showing all the radiant cards and things like that. There's other ancillary pulls that are worth taking note of, especially in some of these sets. Like Lost Origin has, regular rares that have a little bit of value to them, and there's different sets across the board that this is an important thing to kind of keep in mind as you're going to make your decisions on how to spend your collection dollars. So I hope you guys enjoy this type of content. Like I said, if you do, hit that subscribe button down below, leave a comment and a like, because it does go a long way helping the algorithm and spread the channel. If you could share the video, that would be awesome. If not, guys, thank you so much just for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate you. I will talk to you soon. Until next time, peace.